Hello everyone. I am going to talk about complete vision guide, how you can understand your prescription and what it means to you in layman terms. So let's get started. So when you go to a doctor's office, they will say you stand there and read those letters, right? It's an eye chart basically, and they will determine what is your level of uh, vision is. Sometimes they will say your vision is 20/20. You are normal. What does that mean? What is 20/20 vision? So 20/20 means that you can see normally from 20 feet that other people can see, most of other people. So it's a normal thing. So 20 feet away you can read those letters as other people do. So that's 20/20. That's not the case. So most of people, let's say 20/30. What does that mean? Most of people can read those letters from 30 feet, but you have to come close to 20 feet to read those letters. So it means that your eye is not as powerful as of most of other people. So your vision is 20/30. So if others can see in 20 feet distance, you have to 30 feet distance, you have to come to 20. So in most of US states, at least you have to have 20/40 vision or better to able to drive without any lenses. So either your eyeglasses or contact lenses, whatever. So without corrections, you need at least have 20/40. Means that you can see what other people can see from 40 feet distance, at least coming close to 20 feet, not closer than that. So that's how it is. So having 20/200 is usually considered a limit as legal blindness. What are the causes of you don't have 20/20? There may be several eye conditions that can cause not deviation from your 20/20. One is farsightedness, also hyperopia. Another nearsightedness, also called myopia. We'll talk about these terms later. Or presbyopia is unable to focus as you get older. We'll talk about that. Astigmatism is also part of your eye may have some irregular curves. We'll talk about that. So can there be better vision than normal? Of course, some people are better than their normal. So let's say 20/10 is possible, 20/15 is possible. Means that you can see from 20 feet, even other people has most of people can see from 10 feet. Means that you can see from far that most people have to come to close. Okay, so as I said, that 20/20 vision doesn't mean it doesn't mean perfect vision there, but it's normal vision. You have 20/20 visions that may not be diagnosed by that type of chart, so you may have to visit to eye doctor. Such conditions are glaucoma, cataracts, muscular degeneration, like that. So it's important to have early diagnosis and treatment to correct those conditions. That's when you go to the doctor, they will check your eyes and test your vision. So in the eyes, every eye has inside a lens. You can see a lens there. There is one lens in every eyes, and you need to be focusing on different objects. So when you are looking near or far, so each time the lens has to focus. Okay, so it's like a camera. So camera has a lens which you need to focus to make it picture clear, like that. And there is a film where the not anymore new cameras, but there is a way to capture that. But old camera has a film picture and capture that picture. Now it's more digitally capturing it, but there is a lens, so you have to focus up. So sometimes you manually turn around to focus. Same thing happens in the eye. There is a lens, it focus on, and at the back you have just like a film. There is a retina. The object will reflect the light that goes through lens and come to the retina. That is, the light is not focused on the retina, so its image is focused on the front of the retina. It's called nearsightedness. If light is coming from very far distance, then it doesn't focus there. So some cases it's not focusing on the retina, it's real focusing on behind the retina, so it's focusing, so it's hyperbia, so it's farsightedness. Cases you need extra lenses to make your eyes focus. So when you go to the eye doctor, they will give you something like a prescription, something like that. So which has different columns: sphere, cylinder, axis, prism, aid. These are the common columns, and they have sometimes write PD. So we'll talk. So sphere is the first one. So a sphere can be have a positive signs and negative sign. So nearsightedness is cases you have to have negative sign, and farsighted indicated by positive signs. And you have one for R, one for left. Right eye is OD, and the left eye is OS. So they are written like that. For each eyes you have separate values here. So sphere actually indicate the extent of the lens prescribed to correct long-sightedness or short-sightedness. So sphere either negative or positive. So it means the extent of the lens that was prescribed. So if it's minus, is you are nearsightedness, when plus sign is farsightedness. So if you have no problem, then they will write infinitive sign like that, something like infinitive sign, or plano. Plano is normal eyesight. So it's about 0. So actually this is measure, spheres measure in diopters. So it can translate into the Snell's score that we talk about, 20/20 vision, right? 20/20 vision doesn't need any corrections. But if you have 20/40, your diopter is likely 0.75. This is just a number here, but your eye doctor will give you exact number. So eye chart, based on eye chart, you can have 20/40 vision, then you will be prescribed minus 0.75. Okay, so let's deep dive into the nearsightedness, also called myopia. Means that you clearly see near objects, like here you can see your odometer readings like that, but you can't see the far objects, maybe road signs like that. In normal vision you can see both near and far, right? So that's the conditions. So in that situation you have a negative uh, spherical sphere, and your lens type will be that like that. And this prescription says that you have this guy has minus 0.75 in right eye and minus 1.0 in left eye to correct his vision. So farsightedness is hyperopia, and they can see a near object but can see the far object like that. So in that situation, so when you have that situation, your glass have positive signs. So here you have OD and OS, right and left. So +1 and +1 to 5. So as we know that there are two different type of lenses used here. One is to see the distant object, one is to see the close object. In distant object, your eye lens is dispersing the light so that you have focused on your back of your eye. This is your lens of your eye. In the other type of converging lenses that converge the light into the far side of your eye, so that's converging lens. So convex lens and concave lens, two type of lenses are used. So depending upon the situation, you have two different type of lens: concave lens and convex lens. Means that your lens has deep in the middle, or like a bump on the middle, so it's like curved like that. So that's concave, this is convex. That's a converging type. Convex lens are converging type, and concave lens are diverging type. So you can have two different type of corrections. One eye is here -1 and another is plus. So this can happen in some situation if you have two different type of problem in the two eyes. So the hyperopia and presbyopia, these are two problems similar. Mostly when in case of presbyopia is a normal process, aging process of eye. When you get older, like after 40, you start slowly lose your vision to read. So you need reading glasses. You have a small letters, you need. So it's a aging factor. But hyperopia is clearly early stage. It started early stage, even mostly even after birth. So some people can't see close, so they need glasses from very beginning. So that's the main difference. So in summary, both cases have a reading problem and fine work. So in both cases have a problem of farsightedness, and the one with aging gets bad as the age goes older. Okay. There is a typo here. I mean hyperopia. So can we have the both problem in same eyes? Both problem in same distance and close. Can see far, clearly and can see there clearly. That's sometimes that's due to astigmatism. So usually that's that's a cylinder abbreviated as CYL or C is the one that indicates amount of lens power or degree of anti-stigmatism you have. It can be negative or positive. Bigger the number, stronger the anti-stigmatism. So here you have plus 0.5. Typically, um, usually negative 0.50, 0.075 is the normal one. So what it means is that the cornea becomes normal cases it should be pear safe, then it becomes oval shaped. So it's like you have the change the shape. So it's usually worse. The problem is usually worse at night under low light conditions because eyes dilate even more on light, increasing cause of glares, halos, blurry and distorted vision. So another number you get is axis. Axis is usually between 0 to 180. That's the term for orientation of the astigmatism in order to know where the curvature is taking place. So what direction is the curvature is taking place. So direction of 180 degree means astigmatism is horizontal. So you may have even additional column that will be AED if you have both problems in your eye. They can have both problems. Then the doctor will write here the problem with the other problem. Like here you have negative minus 0.75 as well as plus 2. So you have both type of far and near problems. Usually aid is with the farsightedness due to age, so doctor will put some farsightedness here so that you can read it well. That's the aid column means. So axis is part of the prescription, tells an ophthalmologist in which direction most position any of cylinder power in your lens. The number shows the orientation of angle between 1 to 180. 90 means vertical position, 180 means horizontal. Higher the number of axis doesn't mean that your prescription is stronger, or is simply describes the position of the anti-stigmatism. So if you have both type of problem, then you can go for progressive lens these days, where you can have a portion of glass that can be used for distance, looking at distance, and intermediate and near. So it's kind of continuum. So you can see both from near object and distance object without changing your glass. While single vision glasses are just normal glasses with you can have two, one for distance and one for near. So there is another term usually rarely used is a prism. Is when you have amount of prismatic power needed to compensate for eyes on alignment type of issues. Just this example doesn't have any values. Let's see this one. So you have the corrections um, for two prism corrections is used in eyeglasses for some people who have diplopia or double vision. When someone sees two separate images of one object, so double vision type of situation, prism helps to align two images so that one image can be seen. In that context, you have another value called base. Base means depending upon double vision, prism is placed vertically, horizontally, or diagonally in your one or both eyes in your eyeglasses. So there can be base out, base in, base up, base down. So these are the BOBI abbreviations. So it takes base is thickest edge of the prism and tells uh, you where the light is redirected. So there is one usually written at the bottom is PD. Pupillary distance is a distance between two pupils in your eyes. It is typically used the center of the graduation of the lenses, like this. So between two pupils of your eyes.